Thank you for joining me. This is your day one webinar of your 7-day fast track. And you might be in one of two groups, the fast track group or the second chance group. Basically, it's the same fast track for both groups, but with the second chance group, if you post, I at least know that you've been around a while. Now, sometimes the fast track, you've been around a while too, but that's why there's two different groups, so I can kind of know how to answer. What we're going to do this week is we're going to have a webinar tonight. This is your day one webinar. It is a program overview. And then tomorrow morning, you're going to have a post for me. And it's really like going to university, okay? University for a week, but it's all about you. You turning your life around, getting healthy, figuring out how to get off any excess unwanted body fat. And you can do that in just a couple of days, start getting acclimated to this, but we're going to take a week to really learn it. So all I ask though is that you focus in and you really pay attention this week, and because it's going to benefit you if you do. So tomorrow morning there's going to be a post. The post is going to have like a little assignment list that I'd love for you to do. And the reason that you do that is because it gets you into the website, it gets you into playing with the awesome features of the website and all of that, but it's just broken down into smaller amounts over a week's time. But one of those assignments is to watch some of the daily doses that Travis has. And at the end of the week, we're going to take that test, pass the test, and earn our first badge if we've never earned the badge. If you've already earned the badge, though, I do highly suggest that you just take that test again at the end of the week, okay? And then on tomorrow night at 8 p.m., there is going to be another webinar, and it's going to be a simple food combining webinar so that you can quickly get started on this program. Because I truly believe that you can lose about 7 pounds in 7 days from the very first time that you say, I'm going to have a perfect day, and start journaling and doing that. So my job is to get you acclimated and ready to do this as quickly as possible, because we want the best success for you and the best start. And then on Tuesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning, there's going to be a post. It's going to be a YouTube video to watch. I'm going to show you what to do. It's going to be a little assignment list. Please, please, please put your answers and everything in the comments. That way I know that you're participating. I had a lady last week who doesn't even have Facebook. I sent her all of the assignments, and every single day she emailed me her answers. And I used to be a teacher and a principal, and so that is the type thing that you just go crazy over. So when people pay attention to what you're doing. So hello from Elsie in Birmingham. We got Douglasville, Georgia. It's awesome. Okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. So my name is Kim Danke. I found Shibboleth this year, just this year. I signed up for Shibboleth on the Saturday before spring break, which was the first week of April this year. And I signed up. Well, and here's why I signed up. I signed up because I had gotten to half a pound for my highest weight. My highest weight ever was 186, but I got to 185.5. And I realized that if I didn't do something about it, it was just going to keep going and going and going up. And I didn't want it to keep going up. We have to have checks and balances. If we don't do something about it, then we just go up and up. So my friend had been posting on Facebook about something that she was doing, but I really wasn't paying attention because I wasn't ready. And so when I was ready though, I actually called her and I said, hey, what are you doing? And she told me that she had just lost 86 pounds in 6 months doing this program. So she explained it to me. I thought it made complete sense. So then I'm one of those people that will scour a website. I looked at every tab, every page, every link. I mean, I read it all from first word to last word. I still thought it sounded good. Then I realized that about 15 miles from me is a Shibboleth store. And so I went up there and checked that out on a Saturday. And that's when I said, you know, I really like this, and I signed up. So that was the Saturday before spring break. I went on 2 trips, one a family trip and one a work trip. But while I was gone, I watched all the daily doses. And when I got back on a Monday. And then on Tuesday, I went to the grocery store, got a few things. On Wednesday, April 10th, I started this program. I started the program, and in a week, I'd lost 9 pounds. Literally a pair of pants that did not fit the week before fit that next week, because 9 pounds is a lot. Then it took me, my first month, I lost 18 and a half pounds. My goal was to lose 35 and a half pounds. I did that in exactly 3 months to the day. 3 months to the day, I got on July 10th, I weighed 150, which was my goal. Well, the rest of that month, I was actually a little afraid to have holidays that we have. So I didn't have any holidays for the rest of July, and I continued to lose weight. But in August, my thought process was, well, if I never have holidays, how am I going to know how to help people when they say, hey, I'm having a hard time coming back from holidays, and that kind of thing. So I started having holidays at my allowed amount in maintenance. And I continued to lose weight. That's how awesome this program is. So in maintenance, or what we're calling wellness, really wellness now, is we can have up to 12 holidays. I lost another 15 pounds in maintenance. So now I weigh 135. I didn't even think 135 was an option, because I really hadn't been 135 in long time. So 150 sounded to me. So when the Lord gave me 135, I was just, thrilled, absolutely thrilled. So now I've been in maintenance since July 10th, and or actually started it on August 1st, and I've maintained my weight loss, and it's amazing. So all you have to do is learn this and just follow it and live by the Shibboleth Shield, okay? So what I'm going to do, I see Karen right here saying hello. Hey, Karen. I'm going to go, I'm old school, so I have a little flip chart here. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing, we're going to use a website, so we'll do that. And then on the little videos that you see of me this week, sometimes you'll see me, sometimes I'm sharing my screen, that kind of thing. But I feel like it's better on day one for you guys to get to see me, look into my eyes. I know we're on computer, but look into my eyes and know I care about you, and I want you to understand and learn this program. And so what I've done is I've taken the 26 daily doses, and I've taken the whole program and broken it down into just simple, I can follow this tomorrow type information. So that's what I hope that you get from tonight, all right? So welcome to Shibboleth. And I want you to, and if you don't text this right now, if you don't have this written down, don't worry about it, because there's going to be a post this week that tells you to do that. But if you'll text Kimmy, you'll get my notifications about going live. Like I sent out a message today that I was going live. And then if you text Travis, and then if you text my Jason, all together one word is my Jason. But you have to text Kimmy separately, then Travis separately, then my Jason separately to this number, 31996. And then you'll get their notifications when they're going live, okay? And it might seem like a lot of notifications, but you know what? All we're trying to do is to do our very, very best in helping you stay focused and motivated. And sometimes with this is, you know how that old hymn says, I need thee, every hour I need thee? You need us and we need you every hour. This is one of those things that is an every hour we need you type thing. So that's why there's going to be notifications. We're trying to just keep you focused. So please don't ever get frustrated with the notifications. If you can't look at it right then, just don't look at it right then, okay? Now, one of the reasons that I think that this program, and this is important, one of the reasons I think this program worked for me so well is because I followed the rules. I did not second guess anything. I did not question Travis on anything. If Travis said it, I did it. If I had a question and Kim, Joni, Missy gave me an answer, I just did it. I don't sit there and question why they're saying what they're saying. I just flat out do it. And one of the things that on this program, you really do need to forget anything that you've learned before. And forget anything that you thought you knew about nutrition before. Just forget it all and embrace this, because guess what? The stuff you may have learned before wasn't working. I know that stuff I've learned over the years studying stuff, it worked for a little bit, but it wasn't sustainable. That's the difference in this. So just forget all that and start this and just live it. You have to live it and love it. So live and love the lifestyle. I call it the triple L. living and loving the lifestyle. So we have two modes in Shibboleth, weight loss mode or maintenance mode, which we also call wellness mode, okay? So that's simple, that's it. We have two modes. If you have not hit your goal weight, then you're in weight loss. And then once you hit your goal weight, you can move over to maintenance. Some people then find out, oops, I need to go back to weight loss because they don't trust themselves with 12 holidays, or if they're finding the 12 holidays doesn't work for them, you know, so sometimes you just have to adjust that later. But right now, if you're here and you're here to lose weight, you need to focus on this and you need to be in weight loss mode. And I'll show you tomorrow's video on how to set that in your profile if you have not done that yet. Okay, on Shibboleth, there's two types of days. There's either a perfect day or a holiday. There's no other type of day. It's that simple. All right, so we have things called holidays. And when you are in weight loss mode, you may have up to 6 holidays in a calendar month, okay? And if you are in maintenance mode, you may have up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Here's the important thing about this maintenance. Once you get to 12 holidays, well, and any perfect day needs to be a perfect day, but you know, sometimes people get complacent after the pain or the discomfort that's in their life that's propelling them to do something. They get a little complacent, and so some of their perfect days start to become okay days, and okay days is where your weight's going to inch back up. You don't want to do that. So you can have up to 12 holidays. Think about that when you're in maintenance. That's almost half the month, okay? So right now, we just have to do the work and weight loss that it takes to get to the 12 holidays. But once you do get there, and guess what? You are going to get there. You will have great success on this program. You will get there. Once you get up to your 12 holidays, those perfect days need to be perfect days, not okay days, okay? So there are 5 components to what we call the Shibboleth Shield, and following the Shibboleth Shield is what you have to do to have a perfect day. So the 5 components are listed right here. Number 1, water. Number 2, journal. Number 3, combinations. Number 4, portions. And number 5, timing. So those are the 5 things. And guess what? I use these 5 things to filter my daily decisions through. Okay, so after you've had 2 perfect days, you are in EFB. EFB are my 3 favorite letters now. I had no clue that we could train our body and our minds and the things that we do to efficiently burn excess unwanted body fat. We have control over that when we control insulin, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But it takes 2 perfect days to get into EFB, and then you're EFBing all over the place. Your job then is to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can, okay? So in your website, you've got a weekly timing chart, and it's the calendar month really. And on your day 1, your first perfect day, or your first day back after a holiday, you're going to see a green check. Day 2 of a perfect day, you're going to see a green check. Day 3 is actually it's a perfect day. It's your 3rd perfect day, but it's your first day EFBing, okay? Efficiently burning fat. So it takes 2 days to get stuff out of our system. Glycogen, sodium, insulin, that stuff's got to go. So once we get that out of our system, we can then efficiently burn fat. And then you want to string as many days together as you can like that. Yes, those 5 things that I just listed out are called the Shibboleth Shield. Yes, the 5 components of a perfect day is what we call the Shibboleth Shield. Yes. Now we're going to go over each one of those things a little bit more in detail. Component number 1 of a perfect day is to drink water, okay? You need to drink at least 64 ounces of water for your day to be considered perfect, all right? Your goal is really a gallon. And I'm gonna tell you, a gallon will help you be satisfied. It will help you with any hunger issues. And it's my go-to thing for if I'm hungry between meals, but water is my go-to thing now. So you want to make sure you get enough water in. Water also helps keep away depression. It helps keep away headaches. It is good for skin elasticity. It metabolizes fat. It flushes out toxins. You have got to get your water in, okay? Look right here. Four of these right here is your minimum. Your goal is 8 of these or a gallon or however you measure it. So that's your goal, but you have to have 64 ounces as a minimum to be able to call it a perfect day. In fact, I'm such a rule follower that one day, and this hadn't happened since I started Shibboleth, so I don't know what I was doing that day, but I got to the end of the day and I hadn't had my water. So I drank 64 ounces before bed. Yes, I was up all night, but this is what I thought to myself. I don't want to waste a holiday later in the month where I might want to eat something over not getting my water in on a day when I'd already had a completely perfect day. So I say, if you're going to do it right. All right, component number 2 of having a perfect day is journaling your food. You can journal that on the website. I like doing it on the website because I like to type, but I will do it on the app as well. There is an app called the Shibboleth Journal app. It's 99 cents one time, and it does not have nearly the amount of stuff that our website does because it's too expensive to maintain it that way, but it's got the 4 things that you really, really need on there the most. And then you can also book a mentor appointment on there if you needed to. But it's got your journal on there. It's also got the recipe library, the food library, and the restaurant guide. So those are the things that people really go to the most. But if you use our whole website, it's so comprehensive. But you want to journal your food. The reason that you journal your food is because it helps you be more mindful of what you're doing. Instead of eating mindlessly, you're eating mindfully. So you just want to make good decisions. It also helps you figure out what you're doing. So in just a few minutes, when we talk about the categories of food that we go by, when you journal those things, you're going to have to tell it what you're eating, and that's going to help you learn the program. So journaling is very purposeful. Component number 3 of a perfect day is to eat properly combined meals. And I'm not going to expand on that one right now. We're going to get into that one a little bit later. But properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. And the fat bus is actually a thing. It's a real thing. It's called insulin. And we're going to go over that in just a second. Component number 4 of having a perfect day is eating properly portioned meals. We eat our meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. So really a 6-inch plate is going to give you a smaller plate to eat on. And then we take our 2 hands, we put them together just like this. We cover up our food just right above our food. And as long as your food isn't sticking out all around your hands, then you're portion controlled. It shouldn't be any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. And so that's portion control. So here's the reason we portion control. Obviously, we've overeaten too many calories. So we have to go into a calorie deficit to lose weight. And that's all part of the following the Shibboleth Shield. But in 1 pound of fat, there's 3,500 calories. So we have to get into a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories to lose that pound of fat. But the fact that we know how to properly combine meals also helps us burn fat faster, okay? So we put all this together. See, this is a package. You put all this together and that gets really great weight loss. So you want to portion control your meals. So they'll be portion controlled and they'll be properly combined on your plate. Component number 5 is timing. Now, remember how I said you had to do all 5 to have a perfect day? Well, this is the one right here that if you don't exactly get it just right, it will not throw you out of having a perfect day, okay? The first four, though, if you don't do those, it will throw you out of having a perfect day. And you can't claim a perfect day in your journal if you haven't done all of those. But if by chance you don't hit this just right, that's not going to throw you out of having a perfect day. This one is for optimization. And of course, we want to optimize our weight loss. Why would we not want to do that? Okay, so timing, one really is all about learning not to graze. We graze too much. And when we're grazing, we're never, we're actually suffocating our metabolism when we graze. So we need to eat, let our body have a break, eat, let our body have a break. So it's kind of like a fire. A fire needs some fire, some wood, which is food for us, and then you let it burn a little bit. Then you give it some more wood, and then you let it burn, and then you give it some more wood and let it burn. But if you just threw, you know how somebody will just throw a whole bunch of stuff on the fire, basically you smother it, and the fire goes out. Well, that's the same thing with our metabolism. If we're constantly eating, we are damaging our metabolism. So we want to not be grazers. This is what we want to do. We want to have no more than 3 meals in a day. 3 meals in a day, basically breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. So you have 3 meals a day. And I like to remember it that way because right then and there, I thank the Lord for this lovely meal that He has given me. And just, I'm very appreciative. There's plenty of people around the world that don't get to eat that much food in a day. So we're going to eat 3 meals a day. And what you want to do is you want to eat about an hour or 2 from waking. Okay, you're breaking your overnight fast. You're giving your body some fuel. You're stoking your metabolism. Okay, but then after that, you want to eat lunch about 4 to 6 hours later. And then after that, you're going to eat dinner 4 to 6 hours later. That makes sense. Think about it. It sounds so reasonable. It sounds so reasonable to do. But then you get through the day and you're like, I'm a little hungry. Well, guess what? Sometimes we have to just go get this instead. Chew some gum. Do things to get to the next meal knowing, you know what? It is reasonable that I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner and that I not graze throughout the day. That's very reasonable. And so we want to eat kind of in there. But let's say for some reason you can't do just breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You need something. And I'm just going to tell you, and you'll see the posts throughout the week because I'm going to share with you some of the things I ate in my first week and my first 20 days on Shibboleth where I lost 12.5 pounds. I'm going to share that with you. Feel free to follow it if you want to. But I didn't do any freebies, extras, or snacks when I was in weight loss, except for on July 4th because I wanted to feel like I was having a holiday, but I didn't want to come out of the EFB. So, but if you need to, we have things called freebies, an extra, and a snack. Now, your goal is to not be stretching out your stomach all the time. So even just randomly eating freebies is still grazing, right? I hope that makes sense to you. It's still grazing. So let's say you're hungry between meals. First of all, you go to your water. This is the way I do it. I just drink this whole baby down. Just get it all down into my tummy because at that point in time, I feel full. In fact, sometimes I'll drink that water. About 20 minutes later, I'm going, man, what did I eat? I'm so full. And then I'll think back, oh yeah, it was that water. And it is so happy. I feel happy because I did not waste my calories. I filled myself up and satisfied my hunger with water. But if that's not cutting it, go to a freebie. Freebie is something like a dill pickle or some cucumbers, sugar-free Jell-O, those kind of things, egg whites, those kind of things. So that is what a freebie is. It's not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But even then, try to do as little as you can. But if you have to have it, it's best to go to the freebie, all right? Then, if that's not cutting it, you could go to possibly to an extra. An extra is something that ranges from like 50 to 90 calories. And we have a whole list of extras in the food library. If you've never looked at extras in the food library, you want to click on that and look at extras so that you might have one of those at your house or in your purse if you need it, okay? I usually do a cocoa ringa for my extra now. Like I said, though, in weight loss, I didn't have any of this, but in maintenance, I do. And then if absolutely those things weren't cutting it, you could go to a snack, okay? But think about this. Freebies are really your best option, especially 0-calorie freebies. Those are your best. I actually use apple cider vinegar limeade for a freebie sometimes because it has no calories in it. And a lot of times it's not that we really want to eat or that we're hungry. It's that we want a flavor in our mouth. So when we want a flavor in our mouth, do something like that apple cider vinegar limeade. It's like drinking a delicious lemonade. You're getting the apple cider vinegar benefits and everything. So I might do that as well. But if you think about this, you know, remember I said 1 pound of fat, it's got 3,500 calories in it. With that being said, if we have freebies that aren't 0 calorie, even though they're very minimal calorie, that's still going to add up, okay? And then if you do that extra, see that cocoa ringa I do is about 70 calories. So let's say you had 30 calories of freebies, 70 calories of an extra, there's 100 calories. And let's say you throw in a snack. None of our snacks are over 200 calories, but let's say you throw in a 200 calorie snack. That's 300 calories right there. Well, that's slowing you down to get into your 3,500 calorie deficit to lose a pound of fat. So you will lose weight even using those. It's just going to be a little bit slower process. So you just have to determine what it is that you want. But if you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to lose weight fast, I would try to pick one or none, you know, or your water, but y'all can make up your mind on that. They are allowed, and I have right down in here, they're allowed in weak moments because we really, really could tell ourselves, nope, I'm waiting till lunch, and then, nope, I'm waiting for dinner. So it is a weak moment. And then we have our water too to help us out. And I see, Lucy Ann, you've got your hand raised. Is that, give a question? If you do, type it for me so I can read it if you've got a question. And if y'all have any questions throughout the webinar, just ask me and I'll get back to them. Okay, so remember how I said number 3 of the Shibboleth Shield, the 5 components to having a perfect day, was properly combined meals. In order to have a properly combined meal, you have to know the categories that Travis has separated all food into, okay? And what I want you to know about this program is really a lovely whole food program, you know, but then to keep it practical and sustainable, we throw in some center of the grocery store aisle foods and some freezer foods. It's just that our team, oh my goodness, our team looks at all this food and sees which ones will not bring you out of efficient fat burning. They put those in the food library and they put a weight loss meter on them too. Okay, so Lucy M is saying hi, and her question is, currently on the fat bus due to any steroids, any tips? I don't know. So I will write that down and try to find out. I will have to find that out for you because I don't know. But I hope that you get over whatever is causing you to be on those steroids. Is that short term? I hope so. Okay, so we have to know the 7 categories of food. And we're going to go over these right now. And when I first learned these, I rode in the car. I was going, number 1, lean protein. Number 2, fibrous carb. Number 3, energy carb. Number 4, protein plus fat. Number 5, fruit. Number 6, superfoods. Number 7, shellfish. So I'd ride in the car and say it. I'd walk through my kitchen and I'd say it. I'd lay in the bed and I'd say it. And then, because I knew I need to memorize it because this is important. And anything that's this important, see, what I see this as is this stuff's only the stuff you're going to need for the rest of your life, right? I mean, nobody wants to do the work of getting weight off and then just forget everything they're doing to lose their progress because you'll go the other way again. So but our program is practical, sustainable, and fun. So if you do it, you're going to be great, but you have to know the information. So that's why I was memorizing it. So number one, I just went over that, but I want to talk about number 1 and number 7 real quick. Number 1, a lean protein, and number 7 is shellfish, are actually the same exact thing in the lean protein world, okay? But we just pulled shellfish off because some people are allergic to it and some people, for biblical reasons, really don't want to eat it. So that's how it ended up as number 7, because all the rest of them were already set. So we just pulled that off. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lucy Ann. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we've got all of these right here. And I'm going to talk about some more of these. Category 2 and 3, our fibrous carb and our energy carb. In those categories is a lot of vegetables, lots and lots of vegetables. So, you know, I used to go to a restaurant and order me a vegetable plate thinking I was doing good. But all of the vegetables weren't necessarily fibrous carb vegetables. A lot of them were in this energy carb category, okay? So what you want to do is you want to figure out, let's say you like field peas, or you like Crowder peas, or you like black-eyed peas. You're going to want to figure out which category those are in so that you can make sure that you eat them in the proper combination. All of those peas that I said, they're a category 3. All peas are a category 3 energy carb. And then let's say that you like light colored beans, navy beans, lima beans, things like that. You're going to need to know those are energy carbs. Let's say you like potatoes, all potatoes, by the way, corn, grits, those kind of things, energy carbs. You have to know that they're in there. So what you're going to do is write down the foods that you like, that you normally eat. Here's the great thing about Shibboleth. We're going to teach you how to eat the foods you already enjoy in a way that's going to burn fat. So it's just, you can still eat this food, you just have to eat them in a certain way. So your fibrous carbs are more like your green vegetables or your cauliflower, broccoli, asparagus, you know, all those kind of things. Those are in your category 2. And this category 3 energy carb, if you want to have something from this category 3 energy carb, let's say you want those black-eyed peas. You want those black-eyed peas, you're going to eat about a 1/4 cup of them, okay? Because you still have to portion control them. And you're going to make sure that you combine this. This is I call this a must and an and. It's a must and an and. You must eat it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. So let's just make it real simple. You want those black-eyed peas, so you're going to have some chicken and some broccoli. So what happens is the black-eyed peas are going to bring a little bit of an insulin release, but you're going to let the protein and the lean protein and the fiber and the fibrous carb negate the fact that there's a little bit of insulin coming out. And I hope that makes sense to you, because this right here, this scientific information, it was the eye-opener for me. And now I just make sure that I portion control all of my, not portion control, well, I do that too, but properly combine them, because that's very, very important. So let's just say that you want a category 3, you must eat it with a 1 and a 2. So kind of when we're on that must and avenue, let's look at fruit. Fruit can also be called antioxidant carb. So if you ever see the letters AC on something, that's antioxidant carb, which is fruit. If you ever see FC, it's fibrous carb. When you see EC, that's energy carb. Okay, so let's say that you want some fruit. So let's say you want some berries for breakfast, and you're going to have 1/4 cup of berries, some blueberries. If you're going to have blueberries, you must have it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. So what that might look at like is an egg white spinach omelet with some blueberries, because your egg whites are your lean protein, your spinach is your fibrous carb, and your blueberries are your antioxidant carb. Again, you're going to have a little bit of an insulin release from your fruit. Now, not nearly as much with berries because they're low glycemic, but in weight loss, we treat fruit this way because it's going to help us burn fat better. Once you get into maintenance, fruit can be eaten by itself as a snack. Okay, so, but in weight loss, it can't be eaten by itself because we're trying to remain in EFB and not have any type of insulin release. So you have a little bit of an insulin release from that, but you're letting your protein and your fiber from these 2 category foods negate that, okay? So let's look at this protein plus fat. Protein plus fat is all your steaks, pork ribs, chicken wings, Hormel turkey spam, turkey pepperoni, Johnsonville turkey cheddar smoked sausage. And you'll notice I said Johnsonville turkey cheddar. This program is very brand specific. So sometimes when you're figuring out what you need to eat, maybe you're already eating the smoked sausage, but it's not that type, and the one that you're eating isn't on the plan. Then you figure out which one is and just switch that over to that and make sure you're combining it properly. And then tortillas are a big thing. So people used to buy like a El Paso tortilla or something like that, and it's not on the program, but then you get Olay Extreme Wellness High Fiber Tortilla. You're still getting a tortilla. It's delicious, but it works because it has enough fiber and protein in it. So we've done all the work. Here's the great thing. Shibboleth has done all the work. We just get to benefit from it. So you just got to follow it and be thankful you didn't have to do the work to figure it out. And Travis is willing to share it at $50 a year, which I think is amazing. Okay, so look at this, protein plus fat. We have to treat that very, very differently because it's got a little extra fat in it than your fibrous carb and your lean protein. It's got a little extra fat right there. So you never, 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 never want to have a category 4 with a 3, 5, or 6. So y'all just want to write that down. I like for people to know the things that you must do and the things that you never want to do, because there's a lot of other things you can do, but I like you to know that. So never eat a protein plus fat with your energy carbs, your fruit, or your superfoods. So if you're having whole eggs in the morning, don't put fruit with it, okay? Just you'd want to do egg whites if you want fruit. So because that's got a little extra fat in it, and when you bring insulin, we're going to go over this in a minute, this fat bus, and this is going to be eye-opening, I think, for you too. So you just don't want to do that. So protein plus fat can be eaten with a fibrous carb. So today at a restaurant, I had a hamburger, no bun, with broccoli. So it was delicious. I mean, I ate that out of me at a restaurant. It was absolutely delicious. Now, if you want, let's say you're eating breakfast and you want some whole eggs, but then you want to do some Canadian bacon with it. I do the 97% lean Canadian bacon. You can do a 4 and a 1 together because you're not doing anything there that's bringing any insulin that would store the fat from the protein plus fat. So that's totally fine. You can do that together. You can even put a condiment slice of cheese on there if you want to. I eat an omelet a lot. So you can do that if you want to. And your superfoods, you can eat that with your 1s and your 2s, but you just don't want to eat that with the, excuse me, I'm going to need to drink a little bit of water. So that's how you get a bottle of water down. Okay, so but I want to tell you too, I want you to know the categories of foods that you can eat by themselves, all right? You can eat a lean protein by itself. You can eat a category 2 by itself. Never eat a category 3 by itself. You can eat a category 4 protein plus fat by itself. Do not eat fruit by itself in weight loss. You are able to eat it as a snack and maintenance by itself. 6, superfood, you can eat it by itself. Superfoods are where you're going to find all your nuts, your nut butters, your seeds, avocado, hummus, guacamole, things like that. And you can eat shellfish by itself. So look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 categories out of the 7 that you could eat by itself if you needed to. See, this is why this is not that hard, because you just don't want to eat a 3 by itself or a 5 by itself. And you want to make sure that you pair a category 4 with a 2 if you're wanting to have a side item. And if you're going to eat a 3 or a 5, it must be eaten with a 1 or a 2. I mean, those are the hard and fast rules. In just a few minutes, we're going to go over some super fast combos. But y'all let me know if you have any questions about any of this. So you're going to want to learn the rules of combining, which I did kind of just lay out the rules of combining. I just laid that out for you. But there's going to be a really great chart. In fact, in the Second Chance group and in the Fast Track group, I have some posts with some documents that I would say that you really should open up and read. And right above all the daily doses, there are 10 blue links to things that I think that you should open and print. All of them with the exception of the Phase 1 Foundation book. It's 66 pages long, so you may want to think twice about printing that one. But I did read it on my phone. And one tip that I'm going to give you is to read everything you get your hands on from first word to last word. You've got to focus in on something this important, and what you're doing for your body is this important. And what I definitely don't want you to be is the person who skims the information but then throws their hand up and acts like this is complicated or hard when it's really not. So just make sure that you read everything and listen to everything. No excuses. You have to focus in to learn it. But yeah, I'm living this without even thinking about it. And everybody gets there if you stay around long enough. Okay, I already did that. So you're going to familiarize yourself with this chart. I kept it as one of my pictures. You know how you'll have your pictures and then you'll take a whole bunch of pictures on your phone and that chart goes away? I would bring it back down because I wanted it always real quick and easy access for me. And eventually you learn what goes together, and then you learn what foods that you like in those categories that go together. See, the important thing is, and it's going to be one of the assignments this week, is for you to list out things that you like that are in these categories, because it's on this program, and I love this. On this program, you don't have to eat anything that you don't like. Okay, so you're going to familiarize yourself or have real quick and easy access to that chart. But in the beginning, if you are just starting, or if you are restarting, or if you're having a hard time coming off of holidays, keep it really, really simple, really, really simple. And your fastest fat burning meals are 1 + 2 + MCT. Now we're going to go over what MCT is in just a second, all right? But 1 + 2 + MCT. Who can tell me what a 1 is? Yay, 1's a lean protein. Awesome. And Karen, that's great. She gave an example, egg whites. That's awesome. Awesome, good. Okay, what's a category 2? What's a 2? Fibrous carb. Awesome, good. Good, y'all are getting that down. Awesome. Okay, what's a 7? Good job, Karen and Jan. I love the examples too. Awesome. And broccoli. Yeah. Oh, y'all are going fast. Okay. Shellfish, shrimp. Awesome. So category 7 is your shellfish, your seafood, like that. Oh, by the way, all fish is a category 1. This is the way I say about that number 7. Number 7 is all the fish or things in the ocean that swim funny. That's in category 7. But all your fish is in category 1. Yes, you can eat salmon. Yes. Salmon is a category 1 lean protein. It's excellent too. I didn't even know I liked salmon until recently. Y'all listen to this story. I recently was at a luncheon and it had salads and it had something on top and it said chicken in front of it. So I picked it up thinking it was chicken because I've never been a real big fish fan. And so I'm sitting there and I'm going to the people around me, this is so good. This chicken is delicious. And this guy said, that's not chicken. That's salmon. And I like salmon. So now I've been ordering salmon. So it's funny. It's funny how you accidentally find you like something, but I did. And I branched out. Shibboleth has also helped me branch out in food. And yeah, that's funny. That's funny. It could have been. Shibboleth has helped me branch out with food. Also, Shibboleth brought food back into my life that I had cut out thinking I shouldn't be eating certain things. And Shibboleth brought it back in, taught me how to eat it, and I dropped 50 pounds in the blink of an eye. I call the amount of time that I lost weight in at the blink of an eye. It was supernatural. Things don't just happen like that. But if we know the secret now. See, Shibboleth has cracked the code on adult and childhood obesity, and everything that we need comes from our local grocery store. It's awesome. Okay. So keep it real simple. Keep it real simple to start. And you're going to find that when you see my first 20 days, what I ate for the first 20 days, you're going to laugh. You're going to think, man, she ate so many Mighty Muffins. Mighty Muffin is a really great meal replacement. She ate so many Mighty Muffins, I'm surprised she didn't turn into a Mighty Muffin. But here's the thing. I was eating what I knew I could while I was learning the program, and I really don't eat that many Mighty Muffins now. I eat a Mighty Muffin when everybody else is eating cake. I go make myself a double chocolate Mighty Muffin. And so anyway, you'll probably laugh when you see that. I probably ate about 20 Mighty Muffins in 20 days. Might have been more, I don't know. But then add in some meal replacements, and then you're going to start to branch out. But the reason I talk to you like this about it is because I'd love for you to start this tomorrow. I would love for you to do that, because how many components of the Shibboleth Shield can you get right tomorrow for sure? You can get right your water, you can journal your food, you can portion control, and you can do the timing. And I really think that you can get the combos right too if you just kind of think about it. If you've got some eggs in your pantry. Karen asked, what category is a Mighty Muffin? So actually, Mighty Muffin is a meal replacement. So we call that an MR, meal replacement. And the reason it's called a meal replacement is because it's a full nutritional package. You didn't actually have to combine or do anything to get the full nutritional value that you needed. Yeah, and Lucy Ann says that Quest bars are a lifesaver. And I find that I love those Thinaflex oatmeal protein pies. I love the Power Crunch bars and hemp bars. Oh my goodness, hemp bars. The hemp bars that you can buy from the Shibboleth store, you cut them into thirds. So it's a 12-inch bar. I cut it at 4 inches and I cut it at 8 inches. Literally, I pull out my ruler and I cut it. And I eat a third of it for breakfast, and I can do a third for lunch if I wanted to. But I would not recommend eating it after lunchtime because it gives you some energy, and you might not want to do that for bedtime. So we already kind of went over this, that when you're eating a category 4, you really only want to eat a category 2 fibrous carb with it, okay? We already went over the second part too, but this is important. When you're at a restaurant, no matter what you're ordering, if it's meat, you have to consider it a category 4, protein plus fat. So let's say that you're ordering a piece of chicken that normally at home would be a lean protein because you have control over what you're cooking it in. But when you go to a restaurant and you order that same piece of chicken, you don't know what they cooked it in. So because you don't know what they cooked it in, and they probably cooked it in a fat that we don't approve for a perfect day, they probably cooked it in that fat. They cooked fat into it. So now it's not just a lean protein, it's now a protein plus fat. So consider all meat at a restaurant. Consider all meat at a restaurant a category 4 protein plus fat, and we do that to keep ourselves safe. At that point, we know don't eat any category 3s with that. You're going to want to have your side salad or your broccoli or something like that with it, okay? So all meat in a restaurant is a category 4, even if it would be category 1 lean protein at home. All right, so MCT oil, this is another, this is mind-blowing, how much fat people are putting in their bodies each day that is being stored, and they don't even know it because they don't know this information. So MCT oil, MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. In the Shibboleth store, we sell a 100% MCT oil called Zero Drag, and that's the one I buy, that's the one I use. But whatever you do, if you're buying an MCT oil somewhere that's not at the Shibboleth store, you need to make sure that it's 100% MCT oil. Don't buy something that just says MCT oil. It needs to say 100% MCT oil, all right? But it's medium chain triglyceride. Other approved Shibboleth cooking oils are coconut oil. Coconut oil is 60% MCT oil. And then ghee butter and 0-calorie cooking spray. Yeah, so those are your choices for oils. And MCT oil burns up really, really fast on the body. So it has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. As compared to an LCT. LCT is a long chain triglyceride. This is a medium chain triglyceride. LCTs are long chain triglycerides. Long chain triglycerides are olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, Crisco, you know, all those kind of things, okay? Now, olive oil does have its health benefits, but it's not necessarily best for weight loss. So that's why we don't want to do that. So if you have a long chain triglyceride, y'all, it takes forever to burn up in the body. Takes such a long time. Now, with that being said, this MCT oil burns up like that. It's done. Burns up. Gone. So think about this. You put in your body some long chain triglycerides. They're floating, they're in your body, and your body needs some energy. You're doing something, and it needs to get to some energy. Your long chain triglycerides are in there taking forever to burn up. So when you need some energy, our body is always going to go to the quickest and easiest source of energy. So it goes to those long chain triglycerides, right? And it gets its energy from there. But here's the thing. This is the weight loss secret. You are doing MCT oil. MCT oil burns up like that. It's not running around in your body. So when you need some energy in your body, you're expending energy and you need energy, guess where your body goes? It goes to stored fat. And that's what we're trying to get rid of. So that's part of the cracking the code thing we've done, or Travis has done. And I just get blessed to teach it. That is amazing that we are going to get to stored fat because we used the right oil. It's amazing. So just use the right oil. So MCT oil is what you want to use for that. So remember when I said earlier that your fastest fat burning meals are 1, which is a lean protein, plus a 2, which is your fibrous carb, plus MCT. MCT is what you can use to cook it in. It gives it some nice flavor, and it gives you basically your cooking medium. If you were cooking 1 piece of chicken, so 1 serving of something, you could do 1 tablespoon of MCT oil. Here's your warning right now. Because MCT oil burns up very quickly, you must cook this on low to medium heat. Otherwise, you're setting off your smoke detector, okay? And we don't want that to happen. We don't want you to set off your smoke detector. So 1 tablespoon for 1 serving of something. But if you're cooking the family, let's just say 4 pieces of chicken, you can use 4 tablespoons of it. There's going to be some oil probably also left over in the pan. And what I did was I just put it in a little ramekin, and I cut up my chicken, and I dipped it in that chicken. I dipped my chicken in there like a little extra au jus sauce, and I had a little seasoning. This is something we're going to talk about tomorrow night, but I had a little seasoning in there. And so I could have drizzled that over my broccoli if I wanted to. So it's okay to eat it. It's in it, and you're using it for a purpose. What is not okay to do is, you're hearing me say that MCT oil is good. You're hearing me say that. It is not good to take it as a supplement, because you want to keep in mind that MCT oil, 1 tablespoon of it really does have about 100 calories in it. So if you just take it as a supplement, you're literally just giving yourself 100 calories that you don't need. Because remember, we're trying to get into a calorie deficit. But if you want to use it to cook in, it's thermogenic. It's great to cook in, and it helps burn calories. So this is that if you want to blowtorch fat, like you're blowtorching butter, you add the MCT component. but don't take it just as a supplement. Use it for the purpose of cooking. Because also keep in mind that some of that burned up in cooking. You're not getting the full 100 calories like you would if you just took it as a supplement. Some of those calories have already burned up in the cooking process. And here's the other great thing about a category 1 or a 1 and 2 plus MCT and a 7 plus 2 and MCT is that it's almost a negative calorie meal because your body is going to use up enough calories to, your body is going to use up enough calories to digest that food. So really, you're not having any extra calories. It's burning it up. Yes, Frankie, you may use an air fryer. Yes, you can. So we've got our medium chain triglycerides here, which is good. And don't make bulletproof coffee or anything like that. I'd never heard of that before, Shibboleth, but that was a question I was getting, so I just want to make sure you know not to do that. So tell me if y'all learned something new right now with this MCT oil thing. And is that not amazing that if we use MCT oil, our body, when it expends energy, because we're not having to burn up that MCT oil first like we would if we were doing a long chain triglyceride, that it goes to stored fat. I would not use MCT oil as a creamer in your coffee. No, you don't want it in your coffee. You're welcome. But I do use MCT oil in my recipes and things like that. So you use it for the purpose of cooking. And for my, I don't drink coffee, but the thing that I saw that I think I would like to do for coffee is if you have find a protein shake that you like, a ready to drink protein shake that you like, and just pour in 15 calories worth of that. That will give you a nice little creamer, and it gives you some extra protein in your coffee too. Oh, that's funny. Lucy Ann said to me, she wished she'd known about the smoke detector sooner, LOL. So that's why you've been warned tonight. Cook on low to medium heat. Shibboleth store. So there's 2 Shibboleth stores. There's one in Cartersville, Georgia, and there's one in Dalton, Georgia. But we also have a Shibboleth store online. And as long as you order $30 or more, they ship it to you for free. So just at the top of your website, there's the ribbon of words up there. It says store. You can click there. But if you happen to be in an area close enough to Cartersville or Dalton, we'd love to see you. I'll be teaching in Cartersville tomorrow night at 6 o'clock if anybody wants to come up there then. And Jason teaches in the Dalton store. And then another guy named Tony teaches in the Cartersville store with me as well. All right, so MCT. Yeah, so Pam said she'd never heard of that before. Yeah, that was just one of those things that you're going, what? I didn't know that. Because think about all of this oil, all the oil that you've put in your body over the years that was slowing down any possible weight loss because it takes so long to burn up, and our body's always going to access easy energy first. If we do this, it burns up and goes away, and it has to get stored body fat. So if you're ever having to embrace the growl, let's say you're hungry, if you're ever having to embrace the growl, just know, hey, my body is going to stored body fat and burning that off, and just say hallelujah and drink some water. Okay, this right here, I don't know if y'all can tell I'm excited about this program. It's a life changer. It really, really is. If you get down into your mind, your heart, your thought process of what you need to do with this program, it's a life changer. Don't bring the fat bus. The fat bus is a real thing. The fat bus is insulin, okay? And let's talk about, this is a great example just because I think people, many people that I'm talking to right now have ordered this over the years, and you will see many people order this at restaurants. So let's say that you order a steak and a baked potato. That's a big thing people order at steakhouses, your steak and potato. And guess what? The potato is not even a reasonably sized potato. The potato is probably the size of your hand. They're huge. So you're eating this potato and your body is just dumping insulin into your body. It's designed to do that because it's protecting you. It's being medicine. And so you have this insulin running around in your body, all right? And this right here is why you never eat a category 3 or a 5, which is your energy carb or your fruit. You never eat that with a category 4 protein plus fat. This is why right now. From that category 4 protein plus fat, you've got a little extra fat lipids going around in your body. That's all right. Fat's not bad for us. We need some of it. So, but you got a little extra from the protein plus fat from the steak that you ate. But that energy carb that you ate, that potato, insulin is out there. Insulin, here's 4 things I'm going to tell you about insulin. 2 are about the way that it's a hormone. And we know hormones are very, very powerful. Okay, so it is a growth hormone. So let that sink in. After about 18 years of age, are any of us wanting to grow in the way that we would be growing? Because we're not growing taller. So it's a growth hormone. So we don't want to do that. So if knowing that insulin is a growth hormone and we don't want to grow in the way that it's going to make us grow, then we got to control it. And that's another thing with Shibboleth, cracked the code. And then it's also, listen to this, it's a fat storage hormone. Do we want to store fat? No, nobody wants to store fat, nobody. So we have to control the insulin. Insulin also increases our appetite and it stops any efficient fat burning for up to 2 days, okay? So that's why it says right here, after a holiday, it takes those 2 perfect days again to get glycogen, sodium, insulin back out of your body so that you can get back into EFB. But now keep in mind that holidays are a part of the program. And see, this is what's really great about this program too. And you may have been like me. I was an all or nothing kind of person. If I'm doing good and I'm eating right and I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. But if I wasn't on, I'm eating at Freddy's fast food restaurant and eating a bag of chips, you know, a big old bag of chips, whatever, that kind of thing, or eating a sleeve of cookies. So I was either on or off. But see, here's the thing with Shibboleth. It brings balance into your life. It brings balance. So as long as we are having more and more perfect days than our holidays, we're good. Then when you get into maintenance, you can have up to 12 holidays. And like I said, if those other perfect days are truly perfect, not okay days, we will maintain the weight loss that we've achieved. So don't bring the fat bus, because the reason it's called a bus's job is to go around and pick up people and take those people to their destination. Insulin's job as a growth hormone and as a fat storage hormone, its job is to go around and pick up fat and take that fat to its destination. Where's the destination? Your bottom, your stomach, your arms, your face, everywhere, wherever fat's stored on your body. It's doing its job. So you really can't be mad at insulin. You can't be mad at the fat bus. It's doing its job, but we can control it and we cannot bring it. We don't need the fat bus in our world. But if we have a holiday, we're bringing the fat bus, okay? But we just have to know I'm doing that because I want to. I've chosen to do it. And then I'm going to be back in my perfect day, the next day, and back into EFB. See, this is how this whole thing is sustainable for life. This is how it's sustainable. Just trying to think. Was that new to y'all? That insulin is going to pick up any fat. And see, this right here, I'm hoping that was something new that y'all learned. And now you're going to go, okay, now I know why not to eat an energy carb with a protein plus fat. Now I know why not to eat my fruit with my whole eggs and my bacon and all that kind of stuff. So now it's scientific. So now that you know it, I'm hoping that y'all agree that it is, so it makes sense. It just made sense to me. So the fat bus thing, the insulin, the MCT, the EFB, all of that just rang so true with my mind. And now I get to live this awesome lifestyle with you guys. So the very first thing people want to know is, what am I going to eat? As I said before, the great thing about it is you get to eat what you like to eat. You just need to figure out the combinations that you need to eat it in, all right? So one of the assignments that I'm going to give you this week is going to be to make a list of 10 lean proteins that you like. Make a list of 10 fibrous carbs that you like. You're going to make those 2 lists, line them up on a piece of paper, okay? And then I literally want you to take a pen or a pencil and draw a line from one to the other that you think would taste good together. It's just like you were in elementary school and you're doing some matching. Just mix and match some lean proteins and some fibrous carbs together, cook them in MCT oil, and you are going to get started quickly and with great results doing this program. You really can lose 7 pounds in 7 days if you just start applying this. If you start applying this tomorrow and have 3 meals a day, not adding up extra calories with your freebies extra and snacks and that kind of thing, then you can lose 7 pounds in 7 days. I promise you, you can. But you got to do it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner with the simple meal combinations, but meal replacements are good too. And go into the food library and look up some meal replacements that you think you might like. And when you're in a weight loss, and this is going to be shown to you this week as well, if you will take, in the food library, there's a little filter that goes from a -3 to a +3. We call that the weight loss meter. It's a secondary way to judge food. And if you're doing a meal replacement and you're in weight loss, you're probably going to want to stick with meal replacements that are -1 to -3, because anything in the negative numbers are better for weight loss. And anything that's a 0 is not going to help you, not going to hurt you. But anything in the positive numbers are really better for maintenance strategy, okay? Throw in some meal replacements for simplicity, and you can be doing this. Get all your water in, journal, and do your timing. 7 pounds in 7 days. I think you can do it. And then the very next thing, oh, I'm talking long tonight. I'm sorry, y'all. The next thing I want you to make sure that you do is you take advantage of all of our awesome and amazing resources. We have a phenomenal Facebook group. So if you're on Facebook, please get into the silver level group and the Shibboleth Fixed It group. If you happen to be a gold level member, be in the gold level as well. And then we have an amazing website, and we're going to be learning that down, learning how all that features this week. We have free mentor appointments. So all you have to do is go to mentor.genbook.com, and Gen is G-E-N, like you're generating an appointment. Mentor.genbook.com. Tell them when you are able to talk and set the appointment. They call you at that time. Focus in on this fast track this week, and you can have great success. And reach out to us if you have any questions. Now, I work a full-time job Monday through Friday, so if you have a question, put it in the group, because there are other people helping me watch the group and they can answer it. If you message me directly, I might not be able to answer you because I'll be at work. And so you might not get your answer fast enough. And if you really want a super duper fast answer, because see, if you're in the fast track group, those are all new people. They may not have all your answers. And second chance, they're relearning or never did capture the whole essence of the program the first time. If it were me and I had a question, if it's about a product, whether or not you can use it, you ask that on the Shibboleth Fixed It page. But if it's just a general, simple question, ask that on the silver page. There is over 8,000 people on that page, many of them very active, some of them not. And on that page, though, that can give you answers. In fact, I got an answer one night. At lunch, I was in line at a luncheon and asked a question, and I got my answer. I wanted to know, because I was new, so I wanted to know if I could have a category 6 superfood with a category 4 protein plus fat. I asked that on there, and I got no. I was like, okay. So I got my answer, and then I deleted that post so I didn't have to see it anymore. But, okay, Karen, you joined the challenge this week. That's awesome. Woo, that's awesome. Okay, now which challenge did you join? The Christmas light challenge? Okay, so when you join the challenge, have you gone into the challenge in, see, I didn't listen to his orientation, okay? Did you listen to his orientation? Okay, I did not listen to the orientation. So are you saying that y'all don't get a menu, or you didn't get one, or you don't know where it is? Okay, so go into the challenge tab, click on that challenge. At the top of the list of all the people that are participating, you should have some blue links up there, and that'll give you everything you need. So it's in the challenge itself. So once you paid, go back into the challenge tab, click on that challenge. You'll be able to see everybody that signed up and participating, and you should have all the things that you need right above that list. Awesome. Let's see. So I've forgotten where I was, but anyway, I just want y'all to do great, and I want us to do this together forever. Okay, so Mally wants me to mention exercise and Shibboleth. Okay, so I did not exercise and lost weight. Exercise is great. Exercise is great for you. But I'm going to answer it in the way Travis says it. If you're already an exerciser, keep right on exercising, because it's not something that's new to you. You already have exercise built into your routine. Keep doing it. If you are not already an exerciser, don't try to start two new things. Well, that was three. Don't try to start two new things at one time, okay? Go ahead and get the Shibboleth thing down, and then, you know, you can pull in exercising. But it really throws a lot onto a person's plate in their life trying to learn two new things or trying to throw in exercise if that's not what they're already doing. But Travis is a big exerciser, but he just knows people. He knows us trying to learn two things at one time is just tough. But if you're already an exerciser, that's already part of your life, please keep it up. I hope that answered your question. So anyway, I think we're going to have a great week, and this one lasts for a week, and then I start a new group the next one, and you're going to get the bulk of your ongoing support from the silver level, gold level, and Shibboleth Fixed It pages. Good, awesome, Mally. All right, well, let me know. I'm here for a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording.